Well, good morning. It's another walk video I'm doing. I'm doing it slightly differently today because I'm going to give you a little bit of narration as I'm going along here. I'm just on the outskirts of a place called Carnbo. This is in Perth in Kinross, about 6 miles west of Kinross itself. And I'm going to be doing a hill walk up here. I'm not actually sure where I'm going to go today. I've got a rough idea of some hills I'd like to maybe just explore and go up and have a look and see what's there. But I haven't got a set route. So that's why there's no map at the start of this video, because I don't know where I'm going at the moment. However, I am tracking this on my Strava, so I will put a map at the end of the video and then you can download that from my Patreon page as normal. So I'm just heading up this farm track. I'll check in again once we get to the farm. All of you are thinking of taking your dog on this walk. I don't think this is the one for you because it says no dogs there. I guess it's because we're going through this farm. So already there's some really good views from up here. I think those hills over there are where we're going. There's a few of them bunched together. I'm just going to try and do them all today. I just parked up my car in Carnbo there, so there's some on-street parking there that you can just put your car at the side of the road. Not a huge amount of spaces. Looks like it's an abandoned farmstead up there up on the hillside. I'm heading along this way at the moment. You can see the hills in front of me now. I can't remember off the top of my head what they're actually called, but I'll look it up on the Ordnance Survey app when I get up there. I'll let you know when I get to the summit. It's a bit windy today. This is middle of March in Scotland, but it's only about 5 degrees. It was raining quite a lot yesterday, so it's a bit wet underfoot is what I'm trying to say. Hopefully there won't be any bogs like the last walk I did. We'll see how we go. Not all of this walk is defined though with tracks. So let's carry on. Catch up with you in a minute. Well, this is certainly sheep country. There's loads of sheep on the hills at the moment. I usually do a kind of animal scorecard, so sheep is going to be one of them. One of the things I've not actually ever seen is Perth and Kinross haggis. I don't think this is the hills for it, so I'm not hoping that... I think I'll see one today. You never know. You always hope that you might see one of the creatures. But, I seem to have pretty bad luck in spotting them. I'll see as we go. If I see one, I'll put the camera on and see if we can catch it. Craighead Farm up on the right, and I think I'm coming back down that way. I can see a dog up there. I hope he's going to be friendly. Anyway, this is Broughton Farm in this direction where we'll start off. Decided to go clockwise around these mountains, or maybe I should call them hills. Alright, so it's called Broughty Burn, of course. Broughty Farm, named after the burn. Anyway, a nice bridge over it there. I hope we don't have to cross that later on. Might have to, but it's obviously coming from the valley of those hills up there. Anyway, let's get up to the farm here.
A few moments later.
Okay, I'm back at the junction again. So I had a chat with a Broughty farm owner. Wasn't so keen on us walking through the farm and up the track up to the hill there. He said he had ewes in the field. Obviously you can see them here. He was a bit worried about them, and that's fair enough. Didn't want to cause any fuss, so I just backtracked back to here. So we're going to go up this way instead, and maybe not go back that way. We'll see how we go. I can see someone up here on the farm. I'm going to ask them if it's okay to walk up this track here, and maybe go up the hill, see what they say. Oh, there's some really cool derelict buildings here. Oh, some of them are being used, these barns. Some noisy cows in that one. So I spoke to the guy at the farm there, and he said it was actually okay to go up here as long as I closed the gates and stuff, which is an obvious thing. So I think we're on for the walk. So let's head through this farm. See where we go. I can see the ruin of the other farm up the top of the hill there. Maybe we'll go up there and check it out. Okay, I can see the track here. It's not that well defined, but I think it'll be okay. You get up that hill there, and you can see the farm buildings up there on the right. I'll maybe try and get up there as well. Anyway, this is getting a bit muddy underfoot. Let me get over this fence and along that path. So I think that's the Golland burn. Different one to the one we just crossed on that bridge to the other farm. A bit more free flowing as well. So obviously there's a lot of water coming off these hills, especially at this time of year. Anyway, let's head up here. It looks like some more abandoned farm equipment. Can't see any defined route up to the top of the hill at the moment. Hopefully there will be one, but we'll just follow this path for a bit. Some water to cross over here. We're going to spook these sheep as well. That one with the black face isn't looking too happy about it. I don't know if you can see, there's a random big stone in this field. It's really quite weird. There's also an airplane overhead. There's quite a few of them come from an airport nearby here, and they do the gliders. This field of sheep over here, they're really not happy about me coming up, making a lot of noise about it. I'm miles away from them. Anyway, we continue on up this path. A bit wet underfoot. Still not seeing a path up the hill though. Anyway. Well, there's certainly some nice open views here and nobody else around. Just absolutely loads of sheep. That hill up there where you see the trees, I think that's the highest hill we're going to do today. This one here is Cloon Hill. There's no path going up here. Oh, and it's getting windy as well. Sorry about the wind noise on the film. So I'm just going to go for it up here. You're going to have to make your own path. Let's see how we get on. It's not a big hill, so I'll speak to you again when we get to the top. But I'm going to make our own way. If there's a path, I'll follow it, but it's probably going to be a sheep path. At least it's quite easy going. Alright, speak to you in a minute. Well, this is quite tough going. And there's still some snow on the ground here as well. Not a lot of it. It's obviously not melted away. This is on the north side of the hill. And it's getting windy up here. I thought this would be an easy climb, but it's not. I think it's because there's no tracks and it's just this mossy grass. Anyway, we're almost there. So I'm going to call this clump of grass here the summit of Cloon Hill. So this is 346 metres high. It's actually a bit tougher than I thought it was. Nothing else up here apart from more sheep. Need to get some great views though. Over there, I don't know if you can see it, that's Loch Leven, Innerdouny Hill there. This one's Bishop Hill. So it's a pretty good view. This isn't even a really particularly clear day, but you can see for miles. It's pretty windy up here though. Anyway, our next destination is over here. There's no paths or anything, so I'm just going to head over this direction and see how we go. Back on the track now. I've just come back off Cloon Hill. I think it's actually just called Cloon. And here we're crossing over Cloon Burn. So I'd probably say Cloon was a side quest because I didn't actually think it was that good. It did have nice views, but I'm not sure it was really worth it. Anyway, we're going to continue on this path for a little while to those trees. We're going to keep to the edge of the field. Again, there's sheep in this field as well, so I don't want to worry them too much. So I'll speak to you again when we get up to those trees. So we're at the top of the hill now, just by these trees. It's quite unusual just to have a little strip of trees. Maybe it's a windbreak or something. Anyway, all these gates are open. I guess the sheep are free to roam all over the hills if they want. Some of them are getting a bit jumpy about me being here, which is a shame. Anyway, let's get through this mud. It doesn't look as though there's any defined path here up the hill. Maybe try up the side of these trees, up that way. Alright, let's go. Yeah, there's no defined path here. Well, I think I'm just going to have to make my own way. Alright, let's go. So this is the featureless hilltop of Carmodle Hill. It's pretty windy up here and there's just a little bit of a sleet storm there, but it's passed. It'll be okay. The grog tells me this is 4.8 metres high. You can see Cloon Hill here is where we were just a minute ago. Not bad views at all. This one over here, I think I'm going to try that today. This is called Mellock Hill. And if you look this way, I'm not actually sure what that one is, but it looks pretty cool with the snow on the top. Anyway, it's windy up here, I don't like it, so I'm going to head off now, head down here. This is actually quite a tough hill to get up because there's no paths, and even the sheep paths weren't very good. And it's very tufty as well, so it's hard going. But at least I got up here and now it's downhill for a bit. It doesn't look quite so bad going up the Mellock Hill. Hoping we can find a path. There does seem to be some paths going straight up it. Again, there might be sheep paths. Hopefully it'll stay bright. You can see some clouds on the horizon on the left. The wind's coming from this direction. You probably hear that. But there's no dark clouds now for a while. So hopefully the weather will be okay. I think it's going to be windy up there. Anyway, I'll speak to you again when we get down this hill. This might be an old sheep feeder or something like that, I'm not quite sure. Anyway, I'm heading over this way, I can see a gate. There's a sheep that didn't make it. It's been there for a while. It's a tough life for the sheep up here. Well, hopefully I'll just stick to the tufty grass and hope for the best here. Looks like a tractor or something came through here at some point and made all this mess. Yeah, should be able to get across here. There we go, not bad. Okay, we're up the other side. There's the gate over there, so let's go over there. Summit of Mellock, yeah, mark of the summit. I believe this is 479 metres high. If I swing back, you can see where we were a minute ago. Just over top. Pretty good views up here. Some snow-capped hills over there, but it's very windy. There's a deer fence here. A bit down this way. Looks like a bit of a peat bog down there. I'm going to aim for those trees. There's another hill over there. I'm going to try and do that one today and then head back down to the forest. I know for sure I'm not staying for long up here. It's just far too windy and it's actually pretty cold as well. Well, the wind's certainly dropped down here. It's coming from the west, kind of normally is. We're heading in an easterly direction. We're sheltered by the Mellock Hill at the moment. Actually wishing I'd brought my walking poles with me today. Managed to leave them in the car. Didn't think it would be this hard going. It was certainly hard going up Mellock Hill. I think it's just because it was so tufty and grassy. There's no defined track or anything. Here I'm finding a bit of a track. I think it's probably just a sheep track. Maybe somebody else has walked along here. Kind of makes sense going along the side of the fence. One of the other things I forgot to take today was my Garmin watch, which I normally wear to track how long the walk is. So I'm having to do it on my iPhone today using Strava, which I don't normally do. You know what they say, if you don't record it, it never happened. It's a bit boggy here. There we go. Some really cool formations of peat up here. Well, that's what you get when you go through a peat bog. It's really hard going. I always find peat bogs difficult to get through. The terrain is just crazy. It's so bumpy and undulating. And of course, at any moment you can fall through into a puddle. So, good fun. Not much of a path here. I'm still following the fence, as you can see here. It's certainly not easy going. I'm hoping it's going to be a bit better when we get to the trees. At least it's all downhill. If I was coming uphill here, I think I would find it quite tough. There's definitely a bit of a path here. And this fence nearest to me, it's seen better days. Really ancient. Some of the wood there is very old. And then I'll keep on going, stop complaining about the bog, and I'll speak to you when we get to the tree line, which is just down there. There's a silvery thing over here. Looks like it might be a balloon. Yeah, looks like a balloon. Party balloon. Anyway, we're down at the fence here, and you can see there's a slight path going up through the trees. Hopefully that'll take us somewhere. Peat bog is certainly pretty bad. Look at this post, it's really cool. Got a lichen on it. Get over this fence, should be easy. That's where we just come from. And hopefully we'll get a bit easier going. Anyway, we're in the trees now. I think the wind will drop down. And hopefully we can go up this fire break and see where it goes. Still very boggy underfoot. Right, let's get up this hill. Just joining another path here, another fire break in the woods. I think this is actually called Black Law. This little hill, there's a bit here. No unauthorised use. Use of what? Oh, it looks like a little hide or a tower or something. But yeah, it's fallen over. As has that tree at the background. Wow. There's a lot of storm damage here too. But we're not far from Innerdouny Hill. So I'm hoping there'll be a break somewhere where we can get up to the top of that hill. There's no way through this forest. It's really quite dense and very dark. Trees are packed together on this one. Oh, there's something over here. Made of metal, it's all rusty now. Is that a trailer? Oh, it might actually be a cultivator or something. Yeah, some piece of farm equipment. It's been here for a long time. But there's this bit here. I can see some of it through the trees as well. Let's get over there. Wow, an old fishing hut or something. No, not fishing, surely. There's no locks here. Oh, nice path back down. So there's definitely something happening here. This looks all locked up. Nice. Very secluded. Another flag there. I wonder if this is the route up to Innerdouny. But you know what? I think I'll maybe stop here at this hut and have my lunch. I'll sit there, have my lunch. Cheers everyone. Can't beat a coffee when you're on a walk. And I've got a hasty made sandwich from Lidl. or at least all the parts came from Lidl. So I was talking about boot gate halfway up the hill. So these are my new boots, well, relatively new. They're from Merrill, and they say that they're, or at least they were advertised as being waterproof, but they just really aren't, and they're not very good. The soles aren't really that good either, which is a shame. I replaced my old boots, which were Salomon ones, which I had for many years. I've still got them, but they've split, so they're definitely not waterproof anymore. But they'll be great in the summer when it's dry. And these were meant to be my winter wet weather boots, but they're just not very good, and the grip isn't good. The Salomons would grip onto the side of a ski run, but like literally I did that once, but I don't think these would. And also, even though I've sprayed these just, I think it was yesterday, with waterproof spray, they're still not waterproof, and this one that went in the bog feels a bit wet now. So I'm a bit disappointed with those. I'm going to try some other brand. I did try the new versions of the ones I had, but they didn't seem really good. They didn't fit that well, and they seemed a bit poorer quality. I did read on the internet that manufacturing had changed to a different part of the world, and some other company had taken over Salomon and the quality had gone down. Isn't that always the way? So I'm going to have to find someone else. I was thinking maybe Scarpa, but we'll see. Anyway, that's Bootgate, you know, rivet and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to have my sandwich and my coffee and sit here for a while in the middle of the forest. Just listen to the birds and the peacefulness. And then I'll get on my way. I'll try and find a way up to Innerdouny. I'm being watched by a robin in the trees just about there, maybe. Probably won't see it on the video. The wee guy's tweetering away. And watching what I'm doing. Maybe he's going to hoover up my crumbs later. There he goes. I decided to cut my lunch a little bit short because it was starting to rain there. Although it was almost like sleet. I'm going to walk up the back of this hut. Hopefully there's a route up to Innerdouny. There's another flag there. Don't know what that means. Hope it's not like traps or something. Anyway, let's get through here. This seems to be a bit of a path. Again, it's very boggy. Here's another one of these like lookout posts. I guess that's for shooting deer. Another flag as well. Well, if you know what that's all about, let me know in the comments. No unauthorised use. Okay. Now the sun comes out. Anyway, I'm hoping this is going to go up to the top of Innerdouny. I think that track back there at the other side of the hut would take us all the way back to the start. Or at least that ruined farm, the building up on the hill that I was talking about. So, might be good to come back here. We'll see how we go. There might be another path. Well, right or left? If I look at my Ordnance Survey map, it's showing Innerdouny's right in the middle of those trees there. But there's no path up to it from here. Left or right? I don't know, I'm kind of inclined to go right, perhaps. Maybe try that. Well, I decided to go a bit freelance there and just go through the trees, and I've come out onto this grassy patch here, which I think is part of Innerdouny Hill, and so now we've just got to go straight up here. It's going to be a little bit steep and I'll probably be huffing and puffing, so I'll tell you what, I'll speak to you again when I get to the top. Well, some great views from up here. The weather does look as though it's getting a bit worse over there. That's the hill where we were just a minute ago. Well, I'll say a minute, it's probably about an hour. And there's Loch Leven. But the best view of all is right there, because I can see the trig point at last. So I'm just going to get up there, and then that's the highest point of our walk. Yeah, we made it. Here's the trig point. So this is Innerdouny Hill, 497 metres I believe. Here's the number on the trig point. So I believe this is a Marilyn. Is it one down from McDonald? There's a bit of a path there heading this way. that direction. And also the weather's not looking too good now. I wonder whether to just go back into the trees the way I came. I think there might be actually a fire break just over there. I'll have a scout around and then decide. Yes, I guess if you want to do Innerdouny Hill, this is probably the route. Another one I took. Let me check the Ordnance Survey map and see. Hold on 2 seconds. So I'm going to go back this way, up and over the top again, and then go down through that fire break, through the trees, back to the cabin, and then down that path. I just don't fancy making this walk longer than it has to be because I'm a bit knackered now. It's been quite a tough one, this one, because there's not been a lot of paths that I've been following that have been that well defined. There's been a lot of tufty bits, and going through a peat bog is never easy. So yeah, and also because the weather is starting to get a bit rainy now, so it'll be better inside the trees. I'll try and find a path down to that fire break. There's a bit of a path there. Yeah, it's going to be tufty grass again for a bit. Anyway, I'm just heading down that break in the trees there. I'll get myself down here. Well, I thought it was a fire break, but I don't think it is. I think it's just a little bit of a gap in the trees. It should be enough to get down because I came up through a similar gap. Yeah, I'll maybe try and get through there. It looks really dark, but I'm sure it'll be alright. Oh, right, I'm in. Yeah, so this should take us back down to that path we were on not long ago. And then I'll just head along to the hut again and then follow that route back down. So let's get down through this forest. It's so quiet in here. At least I can see light at the end. Right, we're out. Where are we now? Oh, I think we're up the left leg from before. I think that's the route there, which is great. So that worked out pretty good. I'm just going to go along here back to the hut, and then we're on a nice track all the way back, or at least most of the way back. Okay, so we're back here now, and this time around I'm going to take the left down here. I think this path goes almost all the way back. I keep saying that with hope. Yeah, pretty good. Easy going for a change. So one of the things I didn't mention earlier on was, you know, if you're thinking of doing a walk, this one or one like it, although I wouldn't necessarily recommend this one, always remember to take your tick removal tool. Always have it in the bag along with a small first aid kit. I've actually cut my thumb while doing this walk, so I've had to plaster it. So going over a peat bog and through heather and stuff, and it's prime target for ticks, as you can imagine. One of the other things is that I normally do these walks with my partner, and sadly today she's not very well, so she's at home. I'm doing this by myself. So I was thinking of maybe making the title of this video Solo Up Innerdouny the Wrong Way, because I just think that was the complete wrong way to go up Innerdouny. Well, we're on the downhill stretch now, so that's good. I'm hoping that we can go and have a look at that abandoned farmstead on the way back. Gosh, there's a lot of trees down on this road. So yeah, normally my partner comes, which is great. I like her company and we have a good chat as we're walking. Although this walk, I'm not sure she would have liked it that much. I'm not sure I'm liking it that much. It's good to be out in the countryside, I suppose. I haven't seen any other people other than the farmers earlier on. There's definitely a lack of other animals here. I've only seen one hare. I think I saw maybe a hawk or something like that, some bird of prey. I'm not too up on them. I wonder what those things are about. Oh, there's a little marker there as well. Maybe there's a trap down there. But yeah, aside from that, I haven't seen any deer or anything. And only one hare, so not a lot of wildlife. Anyway, I've got to get over this tree now as well. Right, I'll cut and speak to you in a little bit. Yeah, there's a bit of a clearing here. It's really peaceful in these woods. It's almost no sound. Well, I say woods, it's probably a plantation. And when I say no sound, apart from that aeroplane above, you get a lot of planes from like Europe going to America that fly over the top of Scotland here. Well, not really in the top of Scotland, but you know what I mean. I do feel like these trees have taken a bit of a battering recently. There's been so many storms. There's a lot of them down. So I'm going to have to get over here. Well, it wasn't a dignified crossing over that log, but I got over it. But just look at the amount of damage that's here. Unbelievable. That one's been cut off, so somebody's been up here already with a chainsaw, but haven't cleared everything yet. Thankfully it's a nice still day today. Well, down here, it was windy up on top of the hills, but here there's not a breath of wind. And there's really not much sound at all. There's a few little birds, but that's about it. And me huffing puffing. And that's me just eating too many pies before coming on a walk. Anyway, we're making good progress here. And it's all downhill as well, which is great. It's still trying to rain a little bit. And hopefully it'll not amount to anything. I'm kind of talking quietly because I don't want to talk loud because it's so quiet here. I don't know who will be disturbing, so I haven't passed anyone on this walk apart from the two farmers from earlier. So yeah, if you want to get away from everyone, get some peace and quiet, get that mindfulness going, well, this is certainly a great walk to get away from things. I've just seen up the fire break there. There's a deer, but it's watching me right now. I can just see it through these trees. Try and zoom in on the camera, it might show it. It's totally looking at me. There it goes. And that was cool. At least we saw one. And here's another one of those little things. I guess maybe a hunter would sit up there, and you can see why. Well, previously they would have had a view up here. But these trees are in the way now. Anyway, that was good. Quite a big deer as well. But the first one of the day. Think we'll see any more? Maybe not. Don't know. Oh, I just saw another one. Don't know if I caught that on camera, but I just saw it sprinting away there. Isn't that ironic? I just say we're not going to see another one, and then I see another one. Anyway, that was cool. I think that white blob there is another one. Annoyingly, I don't have the binoculars with me, so I can't see for sure. I'm maybe just filming a stone. Maybe it is. No, it is a deer. Just stop moving. So it's our third one of the day. There it goes. Wow. Okay, we're leaving the forest now. This is, what's it called? Warwick West Burn. We're just about to cross here. Deer management in progress. Please stay on rides and keep dogs under control. Wow, look at that bridge down there. It's made of old railway sleepers, it looks like. But we've got this newer one here. And we're going to head up there. That's the hill we did earlier on. So we're not too far away from where we began. And there's some sheep in this field as well, so hopefully we won't worry them too much. It's a lovely burn, this. Can't get over that bridge though. Anyway, let's get over this gate and we'll continue on our walk. It's definitely trying to rain. Looks like it'd just be a shower though. Still some blue sky up there. Taking that as a win. Anyway, we're going to go up here now. And hopefully this will take us to that ruined farmstead that I was mentioning earlier. Good going through the forest there. Hopefully these sheep won't mind too much. Don't want to spook them or anything, but they all seem a bit worried around here. So I wanted to go along this track here, but you can see that there's quite a lot of sheep there eating, and I don't really want to disturb them. Maybe it's best if we don't. And if we go up this way, this is called Sheil Rigg. I think the sheep have answered it for me. They're all kind of heading over towards those trees anyway. So I think I might be okay just wandering along this way. I'll go slow and not worry them. Okay, all the sheep just wandered off, which is good. I'm sure they'll be back for some more food. It's really muddy underfoot. So much for washing my boots. Anyway, we're almost through this sheep field. At this gate here, I think, well, there's probably more sheep. But anyway, I'll get over the gate. Well, it's certainly brightened up there over Innerdouny Hill and Loch Leven. Not so good on Bishop Hill, but there's a rainbow there, which seems to go right into the abandoned buildings. This is a place called Cairnbo Stewart. You can see it on the map here. So it looks like a mess. I'm going to go and have a look at it. It's quite a substantial building. Almost the birds give you a fright. Just crows. Well, that's pretty eerie. No, I don't think I want to go in there. Looks like it'll fall down at any moment. What an incredible view it's got. Ah, look at the door. It's totally rotted away at the bottom. There's still this doorknob and lock on it. Wow. I wonder what that is in the corner. It's kind of cast iron. A fireplace from upstairs. That's an old fireplace right there. And a bath as well. Another cast iron fireplace. And that looks like a toilet cistern there. And an old boiler. There's another building back here as well. Not much left of this building. But look at the views that this place had. Quite incredible. The rain's coming on again. Well, I don't think this is going to fall down, so I'm just going to shelter here for a minute while it's raining, and then I'll get going and just enjoy this view. Well, it's turned into a bit of a rainstorm, so I'm just getting some shelter here in this ruined building. I was figuring out how to get back, and if you look at the iPhone here. I'm probably best off to try and get back to Craighead Farm and then just go back down that road that we started off this whole walk in, because otherwise I'm going to have to go over, what's it called, Innerdouny Hill, Innerdouny Hill, don't have my glasses on, which is that one over there, which I don't fancy. It doesn't look as though it's got anything on top of it apart from sheep. So I'm going to make my way down to Craighead Farm once this rain's over, but for the time being I'm just going to stand here and just wait until it stops raining. Hopefully it'll pass soon. It does look like quite a heavy rainstorm. The clouds look pretty bad, but it's been showery all day, so I'm sure it'll pass. It's quite windy, as you can hear with all the rattling going on around me. So I'm just going to wait it out. Okay, the rain's over, so we're just going to make it down to the farm down there. You can see the blue buildings. Hopefully we can just cut across the fields or something rather than having to take a massive detour. Not actually sure where this road here goes. It's not the right way. You can see how bright it is now. That rainstorm didn't last that long at all, which is good. And that place sure was a bit spooky. Yeah, I wonder whether I can cut through this field here. That might be a good idea. I'm going to try that, jump over that fence and go down that way. And look at that, the sun's back out. It is really windy. So we're just following this sheep track here. I think just over there it'll be fine. I'll jump over that gate and then we'll be back on the track from earlier. Should be good. This has been some walk. I'm actually knackered. It's been quite interesting. You see the hills we were on earlier. Now we're going to have to try and jump over this burn again. I said at the start of the walk I didn't want to have to do that, but I'm going to have to. Anyway, I'll get over here and then try and get over it there. I think that might be a bit much for me to jump over. I'll see if there's a narrower bit upstream or bit, maybe here. Jump across there. Ha, made it. Okay, we're back on this track. There's sheep up ahead, but hopefully they'll wander away. And then we're back at the farm, so that's pretty good. It's a lovely little stream, that one. So we're back at the farm now. I really love these old farm buildings. This farmhouse here, I don't know if you can see it with the light. It really looks pretty cool. It's derelict, but it was a cool place at one time. Even got a little porch at the front. That's so cool. Anyway, I'm going to make my way through the rest of the farm. I'm going to switch it off now. Speak to you in a minute. Oh, we're now back at this junction again. Third time today. So now all that's left is just to follow this road all the way back to the village. So it's been an interesting walk. I don't know if I'd recommend it to you because it was a bit kind of freestyle and there wasn't that many kind of good paths or anything. It was good to do a few, hills that people don't go to. And apart from the two farmers, I've not actually seen anyone all today. So it's been nice and peaceful, especially going through the forest. It was great seeing those deer. It was 3 of them in total. 1 hare and 1 bird of prey. I'm not quite sure what it was. But millions of sheep, that's for sure. And we also went to the spooky farmstead. Let me know if you like this format of me chatting away, because my other ones, I just did a kind of intro and then it was just the sounds of the walk. But I've been talking away the whole length of this walk, or most of it anyway. So yeah, drop a comment below. I'd like to know what you think. I was going to say I'm not sure I'd do this walk again, but I actually will be more committed to say I'll definitely never do this walk again. I think there's other ones. Well, there's loads of other ones. And of course there's lots more coming onto this channel because I'll continue to film them. Just up ahead about here, oh, it's off. There's 2 hare in this field, so that's quite good. That brings the count of hare to 3. One's run off, the other one's just sitting about there. And again, I'll zoom in the camera, but I'm not sure how good the resolution will be. Wow, that's so cool. There it goes. look at it go. And it's gone. That was cool. So that's 2. The other one went that way. Right, back to this track and getting back to the village. So this is the gate where I started the video. I was talking to you while looking up at those horses there. So if I have a wee look on my phone, it's saying 15.93 kilometres. So let's say 16 kilometres for this walk. And it's taken me almost 5 hours, but I was kind of waiting a little bit for the rain. Some lovely houses in Cairnbo, by the way, and also some really cool derelict ones. Strange mix. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, as we walk back to the car here in Cairnbo, this is where I parked, well, down the road here a little bit. Just wanted to say thanks for coming along with me on this walk. It's been great to have you here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got to say that, you know. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Take care. See ya.